All right, guys, mic set up. Okay, cool. All right, so I received a question from someone that's actually in college, which I think is freaking awesome. I'm glad that my channel's making it to people that are in college, and he wanted me to make a video on how to plan the semester for accounting students. All right, so this video is going to be broken down into like 6 steps. So, somehow I figured out how to like break things down on the video. So make sure you utilize that tool to go back to any section that I talk about to make it easier for you to understand what I'm going through. So, all right. First thing, how to plan a semester for accounting students. So the first thing you want to do, let's say you're taking, 4 or 5, however many classes you're taking this semester, you're going to want to get your syllabus for each class. Until you get your syllabus, it's really hard to plan out or do anything else, right? And typically, in my experience, you get your syllabus the first day of class. So typically, you'll get there, you'll get to your class, and the professor will be like, this is, accounting 101. Here's the syllabus for the class. And the syllabus pretty much lays out exactly how the class is going to be scheduled. You'll have, really big assignments due, pop quizzes maybe. Usually they put those on there. Really big midterms, any papers that are due. Really important dates are always going to be on the syllabus. And especially now that we're in a hybrid environment, I'm pretty sure they might even add like, hey, class is Monday, Wednesday. You guys might have to come in on Wednesday. And Monday is going to be a day where we have like a Zoom class or whatever, right? So your syllabus is going to be your pretty much roadmap and guide to how you're going to schedule your class. The second thing you need to do, so make sure you have your syllabus. Second thing you need to do, you need to utilize Google Calendar. I'm sure we all have one of these, right? A phone. Everyone uses a phone nowadays, so you have no excuse. Utilize Google Calendar. Google Calendar is such an awesome tool to use because you're really able to kind of plan out your whole month, weeks in advance. You can start utilizing your calendar and start being a professional about these things. Even though you're a student, make sure you get your syllabus, and you're literally going to want to spend a Sunday or whatever, however days you plan. Pull out all your syllabuses and literally make and schedule and put a calendar that's literally synced up to your phone where you put really important dates. Hey, you're literally going to plan out everything. You're going to plan out really important days papers are due, pop quizzes, exam day, midterms, the days papers are due, when you're supposed to be at school, when you're going to be taking a remote class, whatever any important dates you have, you need to make sure you schedule those in. And if you want me to make a video on actually how to create time in your calendar for really important events, I'd be happy to, because although I use Google Calendar on a personal note, I use also Outlook on my professional through my career. And honestly, I cannot tell you guys how many times having things on my calendar completely saved me. And honestly, once I have literally my weeks, my months planned out, every day before I go to sleep, I check my calendar the next day and I make sure, hey, do I need to be at a client tomorrow? Obviously, this is me from a professional perspective, but you as a student, you check your calendar the night before or even the week, prior to on a Sunday and say, oh, shoot, I have a really big paper due on Thursday. Oh, you know what? I have a midterm on Wednesday, or whatever else is going on, right? It helps you plan your month, plan your week, so you can literally look at it. And let's say your friends want to go out or you have plans with someone, you can literally look at your calendar that day and be like, hey, are you available the 5th? You look at your calendar, you're like, shoot, I have a midterm that day. I need to study a few days before that. Should I really be going out a few days before that? Probably not really. So you know what? Sorry, I'm going to have to cancel. Or, hey, can you hang out the 9th? Oh, shoot, I take my midterm the 5th. There's not really anything going on from the 5th to the 9th. Yeah, I can hang out the 9th. Let's do it. So it helps you plan ahead, and you end up becoming a lot happier, because I can tell you, I live and die by my calendar. And anytime something's on my calendar and someone invites me somewhere, someone tells me to do something, before I say yes, I check my calendar and I'm like, you know what? Unfortunately, I can't because I'm really busy. And it's always a lot easier to cancel on them like straight up, because if you book something, let's say you tell this person that you can go, and then eventually it comes out that you have to cancel on them, that always leaves a sour taste in everyone's mouth. Like, oh shoot, freaking A, Bryan canceled on me. Like, that's not cool. It's always easier to come up front and say, hey, you know what? I'm really busy that day, but it looks like my calendar, I'm not that occupied, a few days after that. So utilize Google Calendar to make sure you literally get all your syllabuses, and use your calendar to write down any really critical dates so you don't miss anything. Okay, the third thing you want to do, you want to make sure you set up an at-home desk where you're going to study. Setting up a workspace that you're comfortable with, that you know is your sanctuary, where you're able to sit down, get work done, and where you're going to be able to study and do whatever it is you need to do for school. That's so critical. So before the semester starts, or even if it just started and you're a little bit behind, Totally fine. You don't need to have, this awesome setup with all these monitors. And believe me when I tell you, in college, I literally had, in my room, there was a corner where I had a little desk but that was my spot. That was me. It was in a quiet place where I knew I could study. I knew that I had the utmost time to do whatever I wanted, just get work done on that desk. And always make sure that when you set up this workspace for yourself, make sure that you're only utilizing it for work, because what ends up happening sometimes, if you don't just utilize it for work, you end up like tricking your brain into thinking that maybe, I play on this desk and, I play video games here and blah, blah, blah. Always try to utilize that desk only for work stuff, because you'll kind of trick your psyche into thinking like, all right, when I sit down, I get to work. And that's kind of like even my own workstation here in my office. I knew that, when my camera's on, I know I'm YouTube ready. I got to go. When I'm, the camera's not on and I just have my 2 screens on, I know, hey, I need to get my accounting work done for my job. So there's a lot of different things, but always make sure you set up an office space. And again, it doesn't have to be a whole office. It could be a little desk where you're going to be able to get work done. Fourth thing, I personally like to use manual, like handwritten notebooks for each of my classes when I was in college. I know nowadays technology is a lot more advanced. So if you want to set up these electronic notebooks on your laptop, that's fine too. Personally, I liked carrying a literally like 170-page notebook for every single class in the semester, because it kind of separates everything into just like, hey, this is my accounting, 201 folder. This is my English 101 notebook. This is my, philosophy notebook. This is my cost accounting notebook, whatever. It separating into notebooks changes the chip on you, and hey, I need to go to class today. Give me my accounting 201 notebook. Let me review my notes from the previous day. What homework do I need to take? It kind of just separates it, and it really sets you up for success, having separate notebooks for each one of your classes. Okay, the fifth thing you need to do, and this is, again, for accounting students, but if you happen to come across this video and you're not in accounting, you do some other specialty, you need to find the accounting clubs that are on your campus. I can't tell you how much joining the accounting clubs and fraternities on my campus helped me so much, because they helped me get into groups of people that had the same mindset that I had, that knew they wanted to get into accounting. They wanted to go work for a firm. They were very motivated. They knew the ins and outs of things I didn't know. When I graduated from college, I went to community college my first 2 years, so I had to transfer to a university. And being a transfer student, I felt really, really lost my first year. And if I wouldn't have joined the accounting societies at my school, I would have been very, very lost. And I can guarantee you, I would not be where I am today, and I wouldn't have got my firm offer when I graduated from college, before I even graduated from college, if it wasn't for my super, super involvement with the clubs on campus. It helped me build my social skills. I literally met friends there that I still talk to 8 years ago till the day, that one of them was actually my best friend that I literally still meet up with all the time. And there's so many great connections I did. So make sure when the semester starts, you wanna find out what accounting clubs are on your campus, what days do they meet, and try to become a leader within that organization. And the sixth and final thing you need to do to prepare for the semester is try to create a daily schedule and stick to it. Again, your calendar is going to come really in handy for this. And I know you're a college student and things kind of change, and your days might not look exactly the same, but try to be consistent about what time you wake up. Make sure you schedule in time to exercise, whether you want to lift weights, go running, do some type of physical activity, because I think physical exercise is really, really critical and important. It keeps you sharp. And you just want to make sure you create a schedule that you like, that allows you to fit things in that you want to do. And again, I think it's really, really, really critical to use your calendar. Plan your day out. The night before you go to bed, look at what's going on tomorrow. Hey, I need to be at school from this to this time. I want to do homework from this and this time. There's friends that want to get up together for coffee. I'll schedule that in. Again, a schedule doesn't have to be a freaking prison, but the more you can abide by it, the more time you feel like you're going to have, and the more discipline you have, the more freedom you're going to have. So these kind of 6 things to summarize again: get your syllabus for all your classes. This is going to help you plan out everything. Utilize Google Calendar and make sure you input every single important date, and utilize the links in there. If it's an online class, add the Zoom link to the calendar invite. The third thing, set up an at-home desk where you're going to be able to study. Fourth thing, get an individual notebook. It could be electronic. My personal opinion, I think you should do a hardcover, actual notebook that you can write in. Fifth thing, find out any accounting clubs that are in your campus that you want to get involved in. And lastly, create a daily schedule that's going to open you up and you can somehow live by that to be able to have more freedom and time to do with the things that you want to do. All right, guys, it's going to be it for the video today. If you found value in the video, please make sure to smash the like button below. Until next time, work hard, dress well. Peace.